Alright, let's take a look at Dogecoin. We're looking at the daily chart, and the data I have is to about 5:50 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on January the 14th. Doge is looking extremely strong today. It is up over 11% and is currently trading at 19 cents. Doge actually hit a high of 21.3 early this morning. And if we look at the past 4 days, after the price retraced and dropped below 14 cents. Then came the news that Tesla already coded their website to allow the possibility for accepting Doge as a form of payment. We saw this spike up, and then for the past 4 days, what's really impressive is every day we had a gain. So if we look at the price from this low to the high, that is roughly about 50% gain. Not too shabby. What's really impressive is, what's really significant is those managed to close higher for 4 straight days. The last time when this happened, believe it or not, that was back around the middle of April of last year. And after that, we saw those went on this massive bull run, ran all the way up and hit an all-time high of 74 cents. So here we are looking at, after this dip in price, those ran up for 4 straight days. Could this be possible that we are seeing a repeating pattern of last year? And if that is the case, should we expect those to continue to trend up after this? Well, let's see if we can figure this out. First, let's go over the good stuff. The past 4 days when the price bounced up, those was able to cross over the 10 days, and then today it crossed over the 50 days. What's so significant about those able to trade over the 50-day is, if we look at this chart, the last time when the price dropped below the 50-day, that was around the middle of November. And after that, those continue to trend lower. Even when we had this really good news that caused the price to spike up, that's when Elon tweeted that Tesla would be accepting Dogecoins as payments for some of their merchandise. We saw the spike up in buying volume, the price spiked up, but those was never able to cross over the 50 days. Finally, it did now. If those can continue to stabilize, another thing is the 10 days has been trending down, and now we're starting to see a possible reversal in direction, and the 10-day is beginning to trend up. What we really need is for the 10 days to cross over and lead the 50 days. That would be the first major bullish signal. Because if we look at the chart, every time when the 10 days cross over the 50 days, we expect to see the price spike up after that. The same as last year. The minute the 10-day cross over and lead the 50 days, expect the price to continue to trend upward after that. Another encouraging sign is we're starting to see volume pick up. Even though looking at the volume, it is still low compared to before. But there is a good news regarding to the possibility Dogecoin wells to enter the picture and could potentially cause the price to blow up. There was an article from this analyst from FX Street. Dogecoin price on verge of explosion, ranks among cryptocurrencies accumulated by wealth. Dogecoin price dropped over 75% from its all-time high of May 2021. Despite a consistent drop in price, the meme coin has witnessed a spike in on-chain activity. Proponents noted a spike in Dogecoin transaction activity by large wallet investors. The meme coin is back on the list of the top cryptocurrencies owned by whales on the Binance Smart Chain. Large wallet investors on the BSC network hold Dogecoin among other top cryptocurrencies in their portfolio. The transaction activity on the Dogecoin network increased alongside a spike in the meme coin's price. I have not verified the information in this article regarding to the Dogecoin whales, but assuming if she is correct, this is definitely a great news for Dogecoin's investors. So what could potentially happen is Doge has been trending down so much. and whales are taking advantage of the price drop to accumulate. And they are starting to run the price up, coincide with the news regarding to the possibility for Tesla would be accepting those coins as a payment for their cars. Also, another major catalyst that we're looking at is the SpaceX Doge 1 project. If you are a regular to my channel, even those when those trending down, I keep on insisting that there would be another major run up by the whales that could be eventually take those coins to my target price for 50 cents. And the run up would likely happen prior to the launch of the SpaceX Doge 1 project, because I do believe that would be a huge catalyst for Dogecoin. Although I wish that Doge could spike up within the next few days and reach my goal of 50 cents. But the probability for that to happen is very low, because Doge is definitely going to be facing the major resistance at around 22 to 23 cents. 22 cents is where Doge established the first time it spiked up after the tweet from Elon's regarding to Tesla. The second thing is, if you look at this chart, after those spike up and then retrace, and then we had another spike up but get rejected at this point. So now this formed a very strong downward resistance trend line. The resistance would be right at around the 23 cents. So I don't expect to see Doge can breeze right past that within the next couple of days. But it's very likely that we will see significant selling pressure at this point. The best case scenario for us is for those to pull back, but then find support right at the 50 days moving average, which is around the 18 cents. Stabilize over that to allow the 10-day to continue trending upward and then eventually cross over and lead the 50 days. And after that, stabilize and slowly trending upward within the next couple of weeks, and then retest this resistance again. At that point, I would expect to see those able to cross over this, and then the first target would be at 35 cents. Cross over the 35 cents, then I'm looking at those run up to my target price of 50 cents. And that would be the ideal scenario. Let's talk about a worst case scenario. Somehow, if Doge cannot cross over this major resistance and the price pullback, if it dropped below the 50 days, that would be really bad. And then if it dropped below the 10 days, then most likely it's going to retest this low at around the 12 cents. And we could potentially see the sellers continue to punish the price and force the price to even drop to as low as 8 cents. Hopefully the worst case scenario will not play out. If it's true that whales were accumulating, then most likely they would step in to prevent the price from drop below the 10 days moving average. And the possibility for them to run up the price is very high soon. So definitely, Doge is looking much better than it was before. That's it for this video, and don't forget to click that like button and reward me with a like if you appreciate the content that I'm presenting. Also, if you are new to my channel, don't forget to click that subscribe button and subscribe, and make sure you turn notification on. And if you have Twitter, make sure you follow me at Vietmaxim, because I provide constant update on all of our favorite cryptos.